settings. Alright, okay, we're going into the new year, technically, in some form. So this is the 6th day, so something about that energy field. So 12-dimensional Arcturians, new planet, and solar system energy just picked up on. So we're just going into a new timeline, obviously, but it doesn't mean that we're out of the woods yet. But it doesn't mean we're not receiving assistance. Yeah, I guess some of us feel like we've had enough. I guess the war continues on War Planet. I think eventually you get some kind of a break, but of course you never know. Yeah, of course there's a karmic court and everything, but the universe has its own path. But of course, individuals on their own healing, of course they have to go through their shadow and everything. I know, I feel like I go in my shadow every time I make one of these. So, yeah, I'll go into some of the Akashic stuff also. Yeah, we just sort of, bounce around a little bit. Let's put it that way. Yeah, we kind of keep this one, short. I'll start with the channeling. Usually I kind of get into it eventually, but this time we'll just jump right into it. So, might as well, right? This is HoneyTalk.com, private sessions. The scheduler, have a shop. So today, in the morning, will be like the first day of the year, technically, for the world getting back into its rhythm. So, because everything's been kind of off for 2 weeks. I feel like it's been more off than it's ever been. Jeez. Talk about the world shut down. So, yeah, just give you time to put things together behind the scenes and work on some, if you can. So yeah, at work I've had some time to get organization together. So all right, we're going to the Arcturians, and yeah, I haven't done the aliens in a long time, like in the title, and go into more of their world. So kind of do a bit of that until the year starts grinding into its main theme. So yeah, it causes a bit of a cleansing, you can say. So, all right, we're going to 12th dimensional Arcturians. So blessings for you. Grease you, the Arcturian Council of 12th Dimension. Send you energies, the Akashic frequencies, or what you call it, the Akashic. You can call it basically whatever you want, your Earth history, your log, your longevity connected to the Earth and the universe. This universe is kind of like a bookshelf. It is of course you can look at it however you want, an engine of different realities, virtual realities if you wish. Even in the physical realm, it can be altered quite easily. Of course, here in the physical, you can alter it only so much because you are a player in the game, you can say, but it's also about soul growth. It is basically, not using the word like re-engineer is not maybe not the best. Well, basically, you're upgrading yourselves by being here. You might not always see it that way. And some do downgrade because the upgrade is just too difficult, or they're not sure if they can make it. Or, it's like a study of the soul. The soul is like a map. It can be visualized however you want. Some might see it as a cheeseburger, or some might see it as a sacred geometry. Some might see their own soul as a universe itself. It's however you visualize it, if you want to at all. Some might see it as a choo-choo train. Some see it as a bar. Yes, you can, and of course, yes, you are different universes, but you can also change that to be one thing. It doesn't really matter. Basically, you are shapeshifters in some form or another. I mean, you are energy. You can form whatever you want. The human is, one vessel this universe is perfecting, you could say. The humanoid is, a large portion of this universe's reality. Is like, kind of like a costume, an avatar, a suit. It is, it has blood vessels and everything. It just has it's a vehicle for this incarnation, for the soul to take different form. The soul takes different forms. It can take, the box realities. There are planets realities where you're all planets and you're just all talking to each other, and you have inhabitants on those planets, and you're just a planet talking, and then going through the motions of everything. So some of you are planets that are like high, like always high. And of course, this planet is not necessarily always at war, but it's on the edge of darkness, but also it's on the edge of many different realities. It's kind of like worlds are colliding here, you can say. And even the Asian energies, there's very much at Arcturian frequency, but not completely. It's just another form of the human. And yes, there's a Zeta aspect to that too. You can say the Asian energies here is a higher frequency of the Zetas, but Zetas do look very Asian. Some of them do, at least. And their experimentation, and they build buildings that make no sense, and they put a building in the middle of the street. They don't know what they're doing. They're trying new things. Doesn't mean it works. And they've had many failed realities like anybody else. But they're not necessarily part of they're part of everything, basically. And you can see their squashed face, you could say. There's some aspects of it. They don't. Well, they're scientists. They're mad scientists from different realms, but they're necessary. Well, every alien species sees things differently. You can see a lot of the animal realms are here to learn from all, Pleiadians, Sirians, and all, just to expand more of themselves, to move beyond the animal. I mean, technically you're always an animal, but kind of move on from that, to go from like a horse to a human to whatever it might be after that, or a cat to a human, and so on. Where some of you as humans, the animals are looking at it's like, man, we don't want that incarnation, that's for sure. But then again, you never know. They might attract it anyway if they become a human. So, but the animals, of course, are guardians of this planet. But it doesn't mean they know everything. They're learning all the time, as you are. We're all learning together, different aspects. So it's just basically the idea. The animal is here just to keep this world alive. Of course, humans here are known to take things down. But also here to build at the same time. It's just the darkness that comes out of the soul, to purge it, to purge darkness, to understand it better, to make it to wherever you want, to balance it within one's self, which isn't easy. Yes, you can go to the drama and higher frequencies, but the darkness still is there. And here, it's right in front of you. It's for some live it and different aspects of it. To just balancing it out. One way of doing it is to, yes, experience light and dark incarnations, to be the villain and then be the hero, and then go back and forth and so on, anti-hero, whatever it might be. It's not for everybody, but it's basically that's one way to get your darkness out of your system is to experience it, is to do it. And what kind of criminal can you be? But then of course there's consequences to it. Of course, consequences to everything. So, and with domestic violence and things like it's just domestic. Well, sometimes it's not the best frequency. It does take your abuse of power. Eventually, that power will be taken away. But a lot of souls here are just trying to find themselves. Like, what's their place here? Like, am I going to just be a regular person, or do I really want my soul identity to come through? If you want your soul identity to come through, that's when you start getting attention from others. And it's not for everybody. Not everybody has to get attention from it. I mean, yes, you might have coworkers and all that, but do you really want to expand out? We become more known locally and also internationally, if that's even necessary. So a new planet. Well, you just say you're getting more assistance here right now due to where your world is heading. Of course, the universe technically holds back assistance, so you can go through what you need to go through. And then certain alien groups are allowed to finally connect with your world to give you some relief before you go to your next challenge. So you get a bit of a break. Have some R&R until the next phase of your reality kicks in. It's not over yet, not at all. Not just politically, but just on the world stage is still warming up. So, one moment. As for your Akashic connections to the planet, it's like, why would you choose a world like this? Why would you? Well, once again, to understand one's shadow, you don't have to go too deep into. All you do is what you wish, whatever you're drawn to. But some of you, yes, you're living your shadow by going through many different challenges and how you handle it. It's how you handle your incarnation, basically. You go through a challenging situation and how you react to it. But some do need to go into their shadow because they have not looked at it for some time. And basically, some of you have experienced it maybe more than you might realize. But it's up to you to how you see your self and all aspects of yourselves. One moment. There's a Sirian energy that's... One moment. Yes, the Sirian energy here that wants to speak, so blessings. Greece, you with that Sirian Council. Blessings. Yes, the next generation of many different star systems. And of course, you do see yourself at a higher frequency energy. That's what's going to get you through all of this. Yes, understand one's darkness, but also seeing portions of the future. And of course, this world is necessary. Basically, it was created, and it has to run its cycle. Its purpose. The whole planet. Mother Earth sees the past, the future, but it doesn't mean it's brought to you physically. Just so no, you're just here part of the game as it unfolds. And yes, it's not going to bring out you can't get if somebody wanted to see what the future holds, and yes, the future says I don't think so, and even guards itself even more. Now you might see some pieces of it, and some of that's propaganda also, especially in your political arena. So it's just part of the soul's journey of because you might have one good prediction, but you can also have 100 bad ones, or 1,000 or 1,000,000, whatever it might be. Of course, those that are predicting war all the time, of course, you're on a war planet, so you're going to run into that at some point. The Middle East, of course, has not healed because it still has a lot of karmic debts, especially biblical times. That's not quite clear. Yeah, it's just a lot of mystery there. There's a lot of manipulations that go through even to the alien energies. Well, because the human consciousness is not aware of itself, you're becoming more aware. We have to go up the stages to become more aware galactically, and some of you are having some form of it. Or your people can better protect your planet on you're working towards it. This is all the stages of life is about moving up. It doesn't mean you have to be, known, through everybody, through your news channels and all of that. Become a celebrity or whatever it might. You don't have to do that. The idea is to move. Your soul is moving forward here to protect the earth and to become like more of a guardian of or council, whatever you want to call it. And some of you are already in those positions, but you're bringing it more on a physical level. You might be already there on a astral level, but you're bringing it here in a physical level to some form at some point, if you wish to go into that direction. So yes, your world will go more galactic at some point. More psychic abilities become more known. There's a lot of pushback on that. Well, most of society doesn't fucking use it. It uses it. It just is not aware of it. And it's not really looking for it. I mean, it's a mystery. It's kept as a phenomenon for right now. And that might be kept that way. But still, the phenomenon continues. As you, grow and become stronger here, you can feel like you're actually altering this reality in some form. Where you feel like you are affecting it. You might not feel it now, of course it's affecting you. It's throwing a lot of its problems onto you. For now. It'll have challenges, but you can become more aware of those challenges over time. So, let's see.